Hello and welcome to my channel once again. So my name is Salima and you are welcome to Crown Beauty's channel. So I want to thank you for switching on first of all, and I hope you're having a lovely weekend. So please like, comment and share, and I do appreciate some honest discussion and also any feedback, positive feedback. And even if you want to critique, I'm welcome. I'm open to it because I want to learn and grow. So anyway, today I just want to discuss a very sensitive subject today. This subject came about because I was actually on social media and Facebook watching one of this influencers page. So before I actually start the topic, I just want to let you know that this will likely re-traumatize some people. This can cause some discomfort. This can actually bring some old wounds that have been buried deep down that you don't want to have resurface. So if you feel the need to actually speak to someone after listening to this video, please feel free to do so. I would encourage it mostly. Okay, so the topic I want to discuss today that's actually been relevant in social media is on domestic violence. So the reason why I actually wanted to speak about this subject is because I happen to be following one of the influencers recently on Facebook by the name of Korra Obidi. So I'll just give you a brief history about who Korra is and just a summary about what's going on in Korra's life. So first of all, I must say, before I actually came in contact with Korra's page, Korra was heavily in social media, but that wasn't the sort of content that I watch. I like mostly travel and blogs or videos about other countries. But Korra's video caught my attention when I actually came across Nancy Ume's page, who's Korra's sister. And Nancy's also an entrepreneur. And she sells beautiful cookware. And she does recipe that I was actually really interested in. So I came across Nancy's page and then realized that they were actually sisters. They're related. Okay, so for you, those of you who don't know Korra, Korra is from Nigeria. So she's a singer, she's also a dancer, an entrepreneur, and also a mother of two girls. So Korra met her now ex-husband, Justin Dean, some time ago in China, a couple of years back. I'm not sure to be specific. And so they were courting each other, and then Justin went to Nigeria to see the rest of the family, and all the hoo-has, they got married, and so Korra found herself moved to the US. So of course Korra was born in Nigeria and grew up in West Africa. So there's this element of the cultural difference as well. So for anyone who knows, any African who's actually lived in Europe or in USA, you will know that there's a totally different cultural shock when you go there. So the culture is completely different. So in that sense, I can relate to Korra, meeting someone, falling in love, and moving to another country just for them. Wow. So anyway, they were both on social media and Korra was doing a dancing and singing, and Justin somehow seemed like he was supporting her. So fast forward, it looks like things were not going well within the marriage itself. Okay, if you look at Korra's page, there wasn't any evidence to suggest that things were wrong. When I start receiving some news feed about Korra, it was mostly on things that Justin had come out and said. Okay, so if you don't know, what happened is, I think sometime after the second daughter was born, Justin decided that he's had enough of the relationship. So he was the first one to come out and publicly announce this to everyone. And he actually got a lot of support from people. Yeah, so he did get a lot of support from people. So Korra hadn't said anything for a while. And then eventually, I think Nancy went to the US, and where they got together and speak about this, that things have been going on that people don't know about. But Korra was receiving a lot of backlash. A lot of backlash from not just people in the USA, but people, our own people, our Nigerian people, our African people. Okay, so from my perspective, looking at both couples, so I like to actually look at all the facts and all the stories to find out the people behind the stories. So I know that there's always three sides to every story. So there's Korra's sides of the truth, there's Justin's side of the truth, and then there's the truth itself. And within the truth itself, there's so many nuances. Okay, so it looks like Justin was making a lot of allegation that Korra cheated when she was 4 months pregnant, and other allegations about Korra. So, and then eventually Nancy spilled the teas about what's been going on in their relationship. And so Nancy was actually, both parties were confiding in Nancy when things were not going right in the marriage. So Nancy'd act like an advocate, a bit like a go-between the two of them to actually make peace, and which is very common within African countries, African culture. When things are not working well within the marriage, the family, especially the female side of the family, like to step in as much as possible to bring harmony and peace, to keep the couples together regardless of what's happening. So Nancy was privy to all this information about what's been going on in their relationship, and it looks like from the onset, in the beginning, Korra's relative, including her sisters, Korra's dad, brother-in-law, they all favored Justin because Justin was the first one to come out and say all these things about Korra, make all this allegation, and so was able to get enough people to rally around him. And there was Korra left with trying to find out, who's going to believe her. So anyway, Nancy was able to spill some information about what's been going on, that it is not what it seems to look like. And I tell you, Nancy's information did help me to weigh some of the information and to decide like there's something serious going on here. Because when you look at Justin's page on Facebook, Justin is very calm. Yeah, and he portrays as a very loving and caring father. He's very concerned about his image, how he's gonna look out there. And so when I come across Korra's very energetic, very vibrant. She seems to be living her authentic self as an African woman. She has bursts of energy, and I was actually exhausted watching her, how much energy she has. I think it's because she's young, so she has so much energy. So when you look at the two from the outset, you're going to think, oh, Korra will be the one who is creating the problem because she's a dancer. She's not a modest dancer at all, and she goes around shaking a bomb and all that stuff. So from the onset, people are taking side because of what Korra is presenting out there. But the reason why this is serious is because Korra released a video recently, I think it was about the 13th of January, where she was sobbing and crying. And that really touched my heart because Korra, I think Justin had actually filed another full custody for the children. This is the 4th time. Which obviously says a lot because for the most part, if you, speaking from a professional, the only time that a court will award a father full custody if the mother is deemed unfit. And sometimes that means a lot of alcohol abuse, drug use, and so on, or pure negligence. So, it's like Justin is saying Korra is really unfit to take care of his children, to take care of their children. And also there's always this question of mental health as well. Does the person lack capacity, or does the person has capacity to care for those children? So there's always that question. So for me, it seems like Justin is saying Korra is unfit to raise the children. So what makes Justin come out to that conclusion? I don't know. So when Korra actually speak about recently about what's been going on in their relationship, I think that's when I realized, oh, this is serious issues here. These are allegations of domestic violence, So Korra said that Justin will slap her and then tell her that she's hallucinating it, that this is not He didn't do it, and there were evidence of lots of alcohol use on Justin's part, and there were even some allegation about some drug use as well on Justin's part. So there's all these dynamics going on in the relationship. So it was obvious the relationship was toxic. No one wants to wish a bad marriage or a bad relationship on anyone. But if you're constantly fighting, there's slapping, there's verbal abuse, and the children are involved, the children are caught in the middle of all this, then it's about time to actually say, to step away from it. So when Justin said he's had enough, and Korra was happy to go ahead with the divorce, so I thought that was good. But then again, it seems like after the divorce was going through, I don't know if it's been finalized, Justin somehow was feeling a bit sad about the whole thing, which I don't know why. I mean, if the relationship is as bad as you say, so you should be happy to walk away from it. Korra, on the other hand, was celebrating, that the separation is going ahead. So, but these children are caught in the middle of it, which is a sad thing, because every time there's a divorce, there's always the children who are caught in the middle of this, and it can be traumatic. The good thing is that the children are young now, so hopefully they'll heal from this experience, and Korra will go ahead to have a healthy relationship with somebody new, and so will Justin as well. So Korra had actually come out and speak about some of the mistreatment from Justin, and how Justin had been able to successfully get her friends to rally around him and to be against Korra, which is very dangerous. This is a sign of someone who's a narcissistic. This is pure sense of narcissism here. And we need, as a society, to be able to look at what's going on and just understand the signs and be able to advocate for what's happening, so that the younger generation don't have to go through this. And I hope that Korra, based on what you've actually shared, your experience, how traumatic it was for you, and it will be emotionally, because if you just imagine when you're going through when your relationship breaks down, and obviously whether someone is cheating and lying about it, and whether there's physical and verbal abuse, is going to tell on your self-worth, on your self-esteem. It takes a lot of healing behind closed door for you to move on and be your whole self. But Korra, you will learn from this, and of course you will grow from this, and if anything, you have to be able to advocate for domestic violence, and for you, especially make young girls aware the signs of what to look out for when someone is when someone is in a relationship with someone who has narcissistic tendency or personality. So I came across Dr. Ramani and also Dr. Tracy Max. They talk about narcissism, the hidden signs when someone is in a narcissistic relationship. And so these people have this sense of entitlement and grandiose personality. They lack empathy. So even if you're crying and you're saying, "Can you not see my pain?" they don't care. They'll carry on cheating. They carry on lying. Somehow it seems like to them it's a game. So, and they're projecting, they're very envious of the other person, and they're projecting this on the person, you see. So these are signs to look out for. And for young people who are actually going into a relationship, you have to ask yourself, who is this person? Do I really know this person that I'm falling in love with? Because if you watch Korra's video recently, when she was subbing, she's saying, "I feel like I married a devil. I'm in a relationship with the worst person." So it's like it's constantly working against Korra. Now, I'm not saying Korra is perfect, and that's one thing I want to get to. For Justin, this is a game, and it's a game of chess for him. He's playing it really, really well. And if you know anything about a game of chess, yeah? Oh my goodness. So what is the key element of the game of chess? You know, what exactly is Justin trying to accomplish? That's what you have to ask yourself. And Justin thinks Korra is playing checkers whilst he's playing a game of chess. So that makes it very dangerous, because the way Justin presents, you would think he's not capable of doing anything. So Korra, you really need to be careful. This is a very dangerous territory. You need to re-strategize. You need to come back. And there's not many things you have to say on social media. But one important thing, of course, is the children who are caught in the middle of this. And Korra also talk about how Justin will gaslight her. So when he will do something, when he will slap her or abuse her or call her names, really horrendous names. I don't even want to repeat them here. And then he would say, oh, you hallucinate it, you make that up. So he was really good at gaslighting her. Okay, so for Korra, I really want you to actually speak to a domestic violence advocate and seek support, because when you're dealing with this person, it's never finalized. It's always going to be looking for something, and you're going to be constantly being on the defense whilst he's on the offense. Okay, so he's pulling all the strings, and you need to, you know, stop reacting to him. You need to start being proactive, and possibly might look at even changing your lawyer, because I don't think this lawyer is much good. But also from a professional standpoint, those children who are caught in the middle. Now, in the Western world, just because you have children does not mean that you can keep them. The law is very much involved, and the law feels like they have to speak for children, you know, especially when they're going through a divorce or separation, because some parents will use the kids as a weapon, and in this case, which is evidence in this case. So Korra has to be careful. I remember watching one of Korra's video, and Korra likes to multitask. When you have children in this country, you know, you need to make sure that if you're holding any object, these kids, you're not holding the kids at the same time. If you're holding a fork or knife, you got to put that kid away, and whilst you do with what you're doing, whether you're chopping vegetables or whether these are things that, we're not saying you're going to hurt or harm your children, but these are signs, these are things that can be used against you in a court of law. So you have to be very strategic. You have to be careful of how you present yourself. Justin is doing very well at presenting himself like a perfect father who can do no wrong. If you look at his video, and if you look how he presents himself, boy, you'd be shocked to hear that he's capable of doing these things that you allegedly said he's doing. And I honestly believe that he has done that. I honestly believe your truth, Korra. But you have to be careful how you're presenting yourself, because right now, you know, Justin will be able to manage to get the whole, you know, even the court of law against you. He's not going to be successful, because it would take a lot from the court to actually remove a child from a mother and give the father full custody. But he's playing this game to destabilize you, to play around with your mind, your emotions, so that you're not your whole self. You'll be constantly making mistakes. And so what you would have to do is stop this live. And I'm sure the court has established that the kids cannot go on social media anymore. And what I would also like to see, when you come on social media, I don't even want to hear the voice of the children in the background, just to show that you're actually paying attention at your children and looking after them. You are a hustler, and there's another way to make money, and you can make money in other ways as well without Facebook. But you need to be careful of how you present yourself, because for most part in the Western world, things are not what they look like. There's so many homelesses, there's so many poverty, but the West is really good at portraying things like everything is well. It's like you have to actually go look for it, and you know, the hidden truth. So you need to be careful as an African woman how you present yourself, so that this doesn't backfire against you. And I know you have a very good support. Your sister is supporting you. So for anyone going through domestic violence, I hope you take or who've experienced domestic violence, you'll be able to take some lessons away from this, and be able to find ways to advocate for the women who are actually going through this time of their life. It's a very difficult thing to go through, and sometimes some women don't speak out because it's embarrassing, it's ridiculous, and you know, it reduces your self-worth, your self-esteem, because you would not think anyone, you wouldn't expect the person that you claim to love will be able to do this to you, you know. So these are, it is sad, and it's very demeaning as well for women. So Korra, I hope you can just stop crying on social media, because I don't think Justin has any empathy, you know, and he's playing his cards really, really well. You know, we come from you especially come from a different culture, and you haven't had that many experience of living in the United States. Laws, and not just that laws are different, but culturally, in terms of what people's expectations are. The fact that you're a black woman already, there's a red flag. People are deeming you unfit to take care of your child, and because those children are mixed race, people are going to feel like they have, it is within their parameter to actually make recommendation or suggest that you're not fit to have those kids. So please remove those kids from social media, and when you do have them, don't multitask. You know, don't go on live show. We don't want to hear their voice. We just, as long as you're fine, if you're healthy and well within yourself, we're guaranteed those kids are going to be okay. And that's the key thing, because Justin is trying to destabilize your mind so that you lose focus. So he's constantly on the offense, so you're constantly on the defense. So you need to change strategy. Okay, so of course those kids will never be awarded, Justin will never get full custody of those kids. Those kids are both your kids, and you'll both be involved in their life. Okay, so the key of the chess game that Justin is referring to, so the goal is to checkmate the other king. So in your case, it'd be to checkmate the queen, and the checkmate happens when the king is in a position to capture and cannot escape from any capture, and there are 3 special moves involved. So he's trying to capture you. All these are just strategies to pull you to that. He's playing it very well. Like I said, he is so calm, he's so calculated, that no one will believe that he's capable of even hurting a fly, let alone slapping you. And so you need to really think deeply about what you do or what you see on social media, because it's watching your every move, you know. So I just want to say thank you for switching onto this channel, and I hope you find comfort and happiness wherever you are, in what relationship you're in. And even if you're not in any relationship, it's still good. If you're happy within yourself, mentally, physically, and you are single, which is good. You want to be single sane than be single insane with the wrong person. Okay, so I hope you can take away something important from this, and please go ahead and watch Korra and Justin Dean's channel on YouTube or Facebook, so to get some more information about this topic and what's going on. Okay, so please advocate for the women who are going through domestic abuse. Thank you, and have a nice day. Bye bye.